were there any new senses that you experienced over there that you haven't experienced here on our planet?
Did you say new senses?
New senses, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think mainly the telepathic communication and the understanding of consciousness and how consciousness can unfold telepathy, so to speak. So when I'm talking about telepathy, I'm not talking about hearing a voice in my head or anything like that, which is how we often view telepathy. I'm talking about a package that is sent to you through consciousness, which involves impressions, information, maybe snippets of like video clips and images and sounds and smells and anything that might enhance the impact of what they are conveying to you. And somehow or other, don't ask me how, but somehow or other, we as humans or other species are able to somehow translate this into an understandable message or sentence or piece of language, if I can put it that way. So often they will reach into your mind if you're not understanding something, and they'll reach in, and in a split second they will find an image or terminology or something that you understand that is similar, is a parallel that they can use to help you to understand something. So there's always this this method that they can use to up the game and help you to understand. And I think the other thing that always I find amazing is how you can tap into their technology usually by touching a touchpad, sometimes just by looking at a piece of script on a screen, and you're able to go into that. And you're able to access a lot of information. So being taught to use consciousness in ways that we as a species have not used yet.
And do you think these are some of the senses which get activated because the environment you are in on the craft, and we are not, and it gets deactivated when you're back over here in this dimension?
Yes, I think that's right, Suma. You are exposed to, well, I can liken it to a force field that exists within the craft. So you've got electromagnetic fields, you've got different frequencies, you've got the organic environment, you've got the hive mind mentality. So amongst the species. So often when one particular entity is interacting with you, you may also be picking up additional stuff from the entities around him. So the thoughts are all mingling around, and you're accessing what you need and just ignoring or putting aside what you don't need. So it's a real multifaceted environment, and I can see why people are taken on board from babyhood, so they learn to adjust and accommodate this environment in their reality, even though they may not have conscious memory of it in day-to-day life. As you grow older, some people do have, like I have, but I think this environment is something that you need to acclimatise to. And so if we transfer that thought over to disclosure, and many people pushing for disclosure, I think that there's a long way that we have to go in terms of our understanding of consciousness and interaction with telepathy and consciousness before we can bridge this very big gap between most humans on the planet and an environment on a craft with these entities. I think there's a huge gulf yet to be breached in that respect.